Hi, I'm Jen Marchbank and I'm from the Department of Gender, Sexuality and Women's Studies. One of the fun things I get to do in that department is I get to teach a course, GSWS 102, Feminist Action. This is a broad introductory first year course that attracts students from all different levels of university experience, and in that course we explore many things. One of the first things we do is to actually look at what is the concept of feminist action, and this course I teach as a history of feminist activisms, right back from beginning with Mary Wollstonecraft and the radical thinkers of the European Enlightenment through to suffrage movements for women in India and the UK, the All China Women's Federation, through to women's experiences and the Cold War fighting that went on through the United Nations Women's Conferences from the 70s onwards. So it's a history course, and as such it is a breadth humanities, so there you go, you can take this course and score some of those breadth points that you need to graduate and have fun learning all about different types of activisms. This is not a course about just North America. Yes, we do study Canada, we do look at things like the Persons Act, we do look at suffrage in Canada, we look at the struggle for women to get into professional education in Canada. But these are issues that are universal to women, so we also look at them in the situation, for example, our case studies for domestic violence campaigns this year have included the Government of Colombia's campaign. So we had to translate those in from Spanish, but those were part of our case study work in the course. In other places we've looked at women-only police stations in Brazil, or looking at the implementation of the Contagious Diseases Act, which was to ensure the supply of clean prostitutes for soldiers in the British and colonial armies. These are all, for me, very interesting issues, but they show up the universal point that for centuries, women have had to come together and act as groups of women to ensure that their basic fundamental human rights are available. We also have to recognise that not all women have the same rights, not all women enjoy the same rights. So still today we have societies where women are not permitted the simple right of being able to drive a car, to have that amount of freedom. So through this course we look at how issues have traversed different time periods, different geographical periods, and how that in some places we still have some work to be done to ensure human rights, full human rights for women and girls. We look at how organisations like Equality Now are monitoring unfair laws. For example, many countries have laws where there is no such thing as raping your wife. These are really crucial issues to understand, and we do explore these throughout the course. Now, one of the things I like to do with this course is I use Twitter. I use Twitter because I recognise that most young people these days have some kind of handheld device, and this is not me being altruistic. This is me saying, I will make sure that you take this course with you wherever you go. Through Twitter, I send out all the slides that I use in my PowerPoint presentations, so you will have them all. Also through Twitter, I send out links to other things that are happening now that are relevant to the course. And finally, through Twitter, I send out artefacts. Artefacts are historical documents. Now that sounds really heavy, doesn't it? Well, one historical document we start out with is the 1914 poster from Germany for International Women's Day. Another one is the Women's Liberation Movement second wave banner that shows all the demands of the Women's Liberation Movement. Things like demands for childcare, demands for equal opportunities and work. These artefacts are part of the assignment. Students then take these artefacts and are invited to respond to them creatively, reflexively, and most importantly, to engage with the artefacts and to write about or to produce a creative piece of work that shows their thinking around this artefact. So, why not come check out GSWS 102, Feminist Action, and we hope to see you in the department soon.